Where is Mr. Fab?
Where he at?
He's getting his mojo back. Where is Mr. Fab?
Where he at?
He's getting his mojo back. Mr. Fab left his room, and he wants to do good. Mr. Fab left his room, and he's got a new move. He met a girl by the neighborhood, and she's a really pretty girl. She's even got a nice attitude, and she is not a man-hating type of girl. Mr. Fab is a
Changed man.
and he's doing the best he can. Mr. Fab is a
Humble duck.
and I know he'll never give up. Where is Mr. Fab?
Where he at?
He's getting his mojo back.
Greetings, friends and colleagues. It's classic. A very chilly day, man. You know, very cold, and I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. The sun is shining, and I'm feeling good. Wise men do the best that we can with this life. We attack the obstacles, we overcome our situations, we face our burdens to the best of our abilities, because that's all we could do it to the best of our abilities. And we wake up and do it again. Face this world again, because that's what wise men do, man. So I wanted to talk about how masturbation makes you less attractive. It makes you actually lose attraction. And you can feel it. I don't really got to state this, really. You can feel it. When you get into the habit of constant masturbation, when you get into the habit of constantly releasing, you can sense that you lose attraction. Not only do you lose attraction, you lose your, how do I say it? You lose your, you know, your style. You lose your, just like you lose your chill. You know, the word is not hitting me right now, but yeah. So you can tell that you lose grounding. That's a good word, but that's not really what I'm looking for, but that'll get us there. Grounding. You lose grounding. You can sense that you lose a sense of connection, man. You don't feel like yourself. You end up talking too much, right? You're saying too much things, right? You end up just, everything is like your brain is always racing, like you second guess everything you say. But when you don't constantly release, when you practice semen retention, when you try to limit your hobby of constant and daily masturbation, you feel more grounded. You know, you feel more grounded. You feel like you don't second guess what you're saying. You believe in yourself more. And it's not, and the crazy thing is, it's not even an effort thing. You're not even giving an effort. You're not trying to make this happen. It just happens. You just naturally feel more grounded. You just naturally feel well, and people respond to that better. You talk better. Your sentences are better. The way you communicate is just more natural. You're not giving an effort. You're not trying to get people's approval. It's just, I don't know, you just become careless a little bit. You know? You just become more careless. And that's what I wanted to talk about, man, because it really makes you lose attraction. It really makes you lose attraction, because look at here. When I'm driving around or I'm going anywhere, and you may be on the highway and you look at the livestock on the highway, right? Do you notice that the livestock are 9 times out of 10, what they're doing is they're eating grass. Well, for me, 10 times out of 10, because I've never seen them do anything else. Well, eating grass or laying down. That's usually what they do. And it's funny because most other animals, you hardly ever see them mating. Now, ducks, I see ducks mating all the time. But that may be because this is during the mating season. So what I'm getting at is most animals have a mating season. They have a time, a specific time where they mate, where they come together in that sense for the purposes of mating. That's what they do it for. They're not constantly out there. You don't see a duck eating grass and looking at another female duck and masturbating. The duck doesn't do that, man. It just doesn't. Why? I don't know. I'm just telling you, it doesn't do it, man. You know? So we as humans, though, has gotten into this habit of constant release. And the crazy thing is, before technology, I'm sure before this whole porn epidemic, before all this sexual elevation, which is constantly perpetuated in your media, I'm sure before that we weren't all into this sex thing, like constant masturbation. Now I don't know, they may have had their own way of doing that, but what I'm saying is that the way it's so rampant in today's generation, I'm sure in a previous generation it was not like that. That explains why a lot of just the older generation, the older males, they seem to be more grounded. You know, that may come with experience and knowledge and, you know, age as well, but they seem to be more grounded. They seem to have have some kind of direction, whereas us as the younger generation, we're looking for that direction, and the more that we constantly release, it's just pretty much taking us out of our path. We lose energy, we lose vital nutrients, we lose our source, our power source, every time we constantly release. And I don't have to tell you this, you can feel it. I don't have to tell you this, man. You feel what I'm talking about. You know, the word I'm looking for is charisma. There you go, charisma. You lose charisma when you don't masturbate. When you practice semen retention, you gain natural charisma. That's the word I'm looking for. And when you constantly release, you lose charisma. It's a natural thing. It's funny because you don't even try. You're not even trying to have charisma. But when you practice semen retention, you just have it. You just find yourself talking to people and just behaving naturally and without any fear. Like, you lose that. Like, you feel like a superhero, man. You really feel more like you can face whatever. But as we were younger, they taught us to constantly, like, it meant nothing, and that's why we always felt sad, we always felt down, we always felt depressed, because we got into the habit of doing this thing and made it like a hobby, like it's no big deal. But it was the biggest deal. It is the biggest deal in terms of male empowerment, in terms of us preserving ourselves as men. It is the biggest deal, and nobody has ever taught us that. And again, it makes us lose our traction and natural charisma, because natural charisma is how you go about attracting not only females in this life, but only attracting the life that you want. It actually keeps you on the path of what's going to be best for you in your life, because you're practicing semen retention, you're trying your best to eat good, right? You're focusing on your goals. You're focusing on, okay, this is where I want to be in a few years. This is what I'm focused on. You're not killing yourself with drugs, because drugs is another poison. And you might get into a little bit drinking when you're in the party, and whatever that you do, but you don't make that a habit. You don't make that something that you do constantly. And when you're not doing all these things, the semen retention just gives you that attraction and that charisma to go out and really try to do the best that you can with this life. It gives you a natural boost. You don't need to drink an energy drink, man. It just gives you that natural boost. That's all you need. I mean, it's within you. And the marketing and this media is not telling you that as a man. It's in you. It's naturally in you. Just don't constantly release it. If you're a guy who likes to travel, right, and you know that in a month or two you're gonna go out, you're gonna have a good time, well, why don't you practice semen retention for that month, man, or two? So that way when you get there, you're gonna have an excellent time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have an excellent time because you haven't released for a few months. So when you do, or whatever the case is, you're gonna feel like it's gonna feel very satisfying, because you have practiced that, you have disciplined yourself, right, and you have worked towards your goals, and you have some extra income or whatever the case is, and you go out and enjoy yourself. This is a good thing. Don't let anybody shame you into telling you it's not a good thing. It's not something that you should do. It's not. You're a man. I'm not telling you to spend years upon years and never release. And no, I'm telling you to practice this. I'm telling you to make this a habit where you know you're not supposed to be out here constantly releasing, and you'll see what it'll do for you, man. It'll give you natural charisma, you'll feel good, and you'll regain your mojo. Where is Mr. Fab? He's getting his mojo back. That's what it is, man. Mr. Fab is getting better and better every single day, man. You know, he's getting out of his room, he's overcoming his problems, he's getting better, he's getting wise and conscious, because he knows that's what it's about, man. He knows it's about getting wise and conscious and staying wise and conscious and doing the best that he can with his life. He's getting his mojo back. Early this morning, man, Mr. Fab is getting better. Stay wise and conscious, wise man. Get back your attraction, get back your mojo, get back your natural charisma, and face this world with your head facing to the sky, because the sun is shining, the sky is blue, and you can do the best that you can with your life. Stay wise and conscious, because that's what it's about. And as always, thank you for watching.
Where is Mr. Fab?